the People's Republic of China, and it was won by a nation that I think few expected to win with that particular gymnast. I think they would have been expecting a Japanese challenger like Hashimoto or Minami, but Kaya Kazuma has done brilliantly. You do have to feel, don't you, for Minami Kazuki though, because he was absolutely on course to win that. He would have won it well had the hand not gone down right at the end. The women's vault final will be the next to take place in Chengdu. On we go to the women's vault competition at the 2021 World University Games in Chengdu. And here are the contenders. From Turkey and Bolu University, Bilgatahan, sixth best in qualification. The top qualifier, Juntendo University's Miyata Shoko of Japan. Good to see her back after an injury in the all-around competition yesterday. From the Czech Republic, Dominika Ponizhilova, third best in qualifying. Wu Xingfen of the University of Taipei in Chinese Taipei, seventh best in qualifying. Her teammate Lai Pingju of the National Taipei University of Education, ninth best in qualifying. Sakaguchi Aika of Nippon Sports Science University, second best in the preliminary round. Kim Se-hyun of Wonkwang Digital University in the Republic of Korea, fifth best in qualifying. And in as the first reserve, Gulnaz Jumabekova of Uzbekistan, the Uzbek State University of Physical Culture and Sport. She comes in for Lorena Medina of Spain, who has withdrawn from this vault final. Certainly there's a very good chance here for Japan to make it 2 gold medals in a row. No gymnasts from the People's Republic of China entered the women's vault qualification process. They all did just the one in the team final. The contenders in the women's vault final at Chengdu 2021, and Miyata Shoko of Japan was the top performer in qualification. She will go second in the order. Her teammate Sakaguchi Aika will go sixth. She was the second best in the preliminary round. From a difficulty standpoint, we've got just the 2 double twisting Yuchenkos that we expect in this final, from Miyata Shoko and from Sakaguchi Ayaka. Miata Shoko has such glorious execution generally of that double twisting Yurchenko. Not that Sakaguchi Ayaka doesn't, but it's very pleasing to see her back out here today as long as all is well. There was concern when Miata Shoko didn't continue the all-around competition yesterday. She didn't go to floor. She was getting ice packs put around the ankles. There is some protection around the ankles today. Gymnast from the Czech Republic, the third best in qualification. What a great opportunity for Dominika Ponizhilova. If she performs as she did in the preliminary round, she's a very realistic medal contender. As is she. Wu Xing Fen just needs the execution to go up. Difficulty is there. She's got competitive difficulty, the 22-year-old. And what about Bilge Tahan? Can she contend? 6th best in qualifying, but a finalist at European Championship level.
The competition for Group 1.
The Japanese champion on vault. The silver medalist is Sakaguchi Ayaka. It could be very tight in terms of the race for the remaining medals, assuming that Miata and Sakaguchi hit those first vaults. If they don't, then they're also part of the chasing pack, because suddenly there'll be no clear leader. What Miata did have in qualification was 4/10 greater difficulty than Sakaguchi on the second vault. Wu Xing Fen, one of the more difficult vaulters in the rest of the group outside of those Japanese athletes. It's going to be a very intriguing competition, this, and it's time to get it underway. Bilge Tahan, who studies in Bolu in the northwest of Turkey, midway between Ankara and Istanbul. 6th best in the preliminary round. She starts with a polished looking full twisting Yurchenko. Her execution for that vault in the team final, which was the qualification for this, was 8.766. Albeit with Turkey not entering a full team, just Tahan and Ilayda Shahid. She's just been getting better and better on vaults over the past couple of years. Made the Mediterranean Games final just over a year ago. Won her first World Cup medal in October of last year. And at only 19, there's still realistic possibility for her to add some difficulty as she goes on. And just to refine those features of execution to push her up towards the 9 mark. .8 for execution here, 13, a fraction up from qualification. So she's off to a positive start, Bilge Tarhan. The second vault for Bilge Tarhan of Turkey. Handspring front pike half, another nicely performed vault from the teenager. And the university undergraduate in her hometown, home city. So the first done and dusted in this women's vault final. Execution of this vaulting qualification was weaker than the full twisting Yurchenko. The second vault is a 12.7, the average 12.85, and that for Bilge Tarhan is an improvement of almost a tenth from qualifying. Miyata Shoko from Juntendo University. If she hits this first vault, then she becomes a real favourite. Yeah, I think we will say she hit it. What a start from Miyata Shoko. Very nice. The teenager from Kyoto. Beautiful city. She made her debut at the World Championships in Liverpool last year. Part of that entertaining Japanese team, but were such contenders in the team final before fading away. She's quite upright as she lands. And it is the complexity of the vault that is so very useful, both in a team and all-around context for her, but also in terms of her quest for vault glory. .13.9. It's only a tenth down from the performance in qualification. 8.9 execution score for the double twisting Yurchenko. Poised to go into the lead if she can make this second vault work. It is going to take some beating with that performance from Miyata Shoko of Japan. The national champion and the Asian Championship runner-up last year. It could well be that Japan is heading for 2 gold medals in a row on this day of apparatus finals in Chengdu. She's very powerful, and she always appears to have a steadiness about the landing. having taken the precautionary move to withdraw from the last rotation of the all-around final yesterday. Miata Shoko looking as though she's feeling okay out there on vault. 13.7 for the second vault, 13.8. She goes well into the lead. And that extra 4/10 of difficulty she has on Sakaguchi could be very key. It might be that nobody has really got the numbers to challenge that. Dominika Ponizhilova of the Thomas Bata University. Third best in qualification. And she is a contender in this final, there is no doubt about it. That is a good start for the 21-year-old. Form is very much on the tidy side. Hand placement not completely spot on. Landing's okay. How close does she get to the 13.2 from qualification? 13.233, she actually goes beyond it. So good start with the layout Tsukahara full. Well, she has performed very tidily. Handspring front tuck half, the second vault from Dominika Ponizhilova. Maybe, just maybe, that puts her very much into play as a contender. Young gymnast who is very keen on an outdoor lifestyle. She's a paddleboarder, a hiker. She's been an all-around finalist at events like the European Games. She's competed at 5 European Championships. She's been a team finalist at continental level, 3 World Championships. She's so experienced despite her young age. And she's in the picture. 12.5 for the second vault, 12.866, exactly as she scored in qualification. This is somebody who could make a run for the medals as well. Wu Xingfen of Chinese Taipei. Is an interesting start from her. It'll be fascinating to compare that to the mark for Dominika Ponizhilova. Gymnast who's competed at a couple of World Championships. Second time at the World University Games as well. Small backwards move as she lands. Ponizhilova, 13.233 for the first vault. And 13 for that same vault for Wu Xingfen. Just not as tidy from an execution standpoint. Ponizhilova 0.233 better with the execution. But what she has got is the opportunity to pick up a couple of extra tenths here. Oh, unfortunately, compressed landing. The handspring front pike half didn't get the sort of airtime that she needed. Wu Xingfen's challenge for the podium regrettably fades away. Good effort, and she's had a very successful year, in any case, as a medalist at the Asian Championships. There just wasn't enough time in flight to get the body around, fitting in that half turn. There is your leader, and likely to remain so for the foreseeable future. Now we go to the second half of the women's vault final. Sakaguchi Ayaka will be competing. Sakaguchi, based on what we saw in qualification, 4 tenths down on Miyato in difficulty. 11.5 the second vault for Wu Xingfen, and what that means is that she has a score of 12.25. Kim So-hyun, slightly lower difficulty than Ponizhilova by 2 tenths based on qualification. So all of this is favourable, very favourable for the Czech gymnast. She's done her job and done it well. But slightly awkward moment there for the reserve gymnast, Gulnaz Jumabekova of Uzbekistan, who's come in to this final to replace Lorena Medina. We await the conclusion of the warm-ups, and then we'll be on to the second phase of this women's vault final. The second of 10 apparatus finals coming your way. Chengdu 2021. Hope you're enjoying all of the action so far. Plenty of it still to come your way. And Sakaguchi get herself another medal as the third place finisher in the all-around competition. the second half of the women's vault final at the Dong'an Lake Sports Park multi-purpose gymnasium. From Chinese Taipei, the National University of Education, Lai Pinju. Secure. That's a nice opening. Crowd loving it, as you'd expect. Full twisting Yurchenko vault from Lai Pinju. And for those of you who are perhaps a little newer to watching vaulting, then the key difference between this vault and what we saw from Miyata Shoko, and why there is the 8/10 difficulty difference, is Miyata gets her body round a whole extra time in the twist position. There is an intermediary vault, the Yurchenko 1.5, where you land facing away from the vaulting table, which carries a 4.6 difficulty. Not as common. And what we're going to see next from Sakaguchi will be, we expect that to double twist. (13) for Lai Pinju. That's better than qualification by a few hundredths. And we go to her second vault. Keeping it nice and simple, but keeping it secure in the execution. I say nice and simple by gymnastic standards, but everything in elite gymnastics is incredibly complicated. There's nothing that an international gymnast does that is simple for us normal human beings. Pike Tsukahara vault, 3.4 the difficulty. But it's always good to see sharpness of execution. That's one of the better executed sequences of vaults that we've had. As Dominika Ponizhilova comes over to offer her congratulations to Lai Pinju. Entirely in keeping with the spirit of camaraderie that we've had at these games. 12.033 or 12.516. So she's in fourth position. Now we have Sakaguchi Ayaka of Nippon Sports Science University. Second best at the national championship, second best in qualification. She's been an Asian championship medalist on vault as well. And that is another very good vault. It puts her absolutely in contention to tuck in behind Miyata Shoko, if not to be able to go beyond her. Just the two gymnasts in this final who have the capacity to deliver that extra twist in the round-off entry vault in the Yurchenko family. It's a busy vault and it's got good form. .833, Sakaguchi Ayaka. Not quite as strong as Miyata Shoko, but very close. The difference is the second vault of Sakaguchi Ayaka is a few tenths lower, 0.4 to be precise in difficulty. And it was a little low on the landing. I think pretty secure. One of the things that Sakaguchi is so brilliant at is making anything that hasn't gone quite right look almost unnoticeable. She has this physical strength and also the mental wherewithal to spring right back up from a low landing, burst into a satisfied smile, quickly present to the judges. It's skillful competition management. She's a gymnast in whom you feel confident when you watch her perform. And she also has such physical power that if she does come down a little low, she's got the strength to get out of it fast. Goes into second place, 13.033, 13.433 for Sakaguchi. So that means Miyata stays in the lead. Then Sakaguchi, then Ponizhilova. To Kim So-hyun from Wonkwang Digital University. Fifth best in qualification. That's a nice first vault. Her full twisting Yurchenko. Quite an upright landing. She's a senior international debutant at these championships. A little more toe point perhaps if one is being on the pedantic side in flight. But in terms of landing stability, it's just so. Kim So-hyun, her university, the wider Wonkwang University, founded in 1951, best known for its medical and dentistry courses. Also has a large number of vocational courses in things like police administration and fire service administration. 13.1, almost the same as qualifying, down by less than a tenth. To her second vault. The handspring front tuck half, and she really made that landing count. Was giving away a little from a difficulty standpoint with the challenge of Dominika Ponizhilova, but she executed that well. Lovely way to finish that for Kim So-hyun. It's into the tuck position. It's reasonably symmetrical, if not fully, but the landing, that's the high point. There will be some form deductions. She's a little piked as she lands, but the steadiness of the feet, so impressive. .566, 12.833. Kim So-hyun in fifth position. It means that there is just one more gymnast to come, and Miyata Shoko and Sakaguchi Ayaka are guaranteed medals, and they're likely to stay in that position just simply from a raw difficulty standpoint. What will now be interesting is to see whether this gymnast can challenge Dominika Ponizhilova, who's in third place. In as the reserve, Gulnaz Jumabekova of Uzbekistan. The 18-year-old. She begins quite well with the full twisting Yurchenko, a little side step. Congratulations to her for coming in and adjusting pretty quickly with little notice. It was only a matter of about half an hour or so before the competition that her status in the final was announced. Lorena Medina was the original 8th best qualifier. She attends the Uzbek State University of Physical Culture and Sports. Has a huge number of academic departments looking at so many different sporting disciplines. Very interesting place to study if you're an elite athlete. First vault is 12.8, exactly the same as qualification. And that is lower by getting on for half a mark compared to Ponizhilova. Oh, it's a lovely finish. Nice vault, simplicity. And sometimes when you go for those simpler vaults and hit them, it's worth it. Made it look very easy. Handspring front tuck salto. Gets a decent tuck position, judges the exit angle from the tuck position perfectly and lands it wonderfully. That's really nice. Provides a platform for her as well if she's executing the vault that securely to add some more difficulty in the years ahead. As things stand, Miyata, then Sakaguchi, then Ponizhilova. Comes from the northwest of Uzbekistan, Uzbekistan, and her score is 12.333 for a 12.566. It means that Miyata Shoko of Japan is the World University Games champion on vault. And this is an incredible moment for that gymnast, Dominika Ponizhilova. We'll come back to her in just a moment, for she absolutely has earned her place in the spotlight. The classified results in the women's vault competition. Dominika Ponizhilova of the Czech Republic takes the bronze medal. Sakaguchi Aika of Japan wins silver. And the champion is Miyata Shoko, also of Japan. The celebrations go on in Chengdu.
女士们、先生们，第31届世界大学生夏季运动会女子跳马颁奖仪式现在开始。
Ladies and gentlemen, the medal ceremony for women's vault.
有请获奖运动员、颁奖嘉宾入场。
Now please welcome the medalists and the prisoners.
The medal ceremony in the women's vault competition at the World University Games in Chengdu, Sichuan Province, the People's Republic of China. With the sort of difficulty they have, it was always going to be likely that the Japanese would be major threats to take the vault title. But a stunning performance from a young gymnast from the Czech Republic has brought her first major international honours.
出席本场颁奖仪式的嘉宾是国际大体联执委五十岚九人先生。
The medals and mascots will be presented by Mr. Isato Ikarashi, FISU Executive Committee Member.
成都大运会执委会办公室专职副主任王波一先生。
Mr. Huang Hui, Functional Deputy Director General of the Office of the Executive Committee of Chengdu 2021 FISU Games.
获得铜牌的是捷克运动员。
Bronze medalists representing Czech Republic, Ponižilova Dominika.
获得银牌的是日本运动员。
Silver medalists representing Japan, Sakaguchi Ayaka.
获得金牌的是日本运动员。
Gold medalists representing Japan, Miyata Shoko.
女士们、先生们，请起立，奏国际大体联会歌。
Ladies and gentlemen, and now please rise for the FISU anthem. Please be seated.
The medalists in the women's vault competition in Chengdu. Bronze to the Czech Republic's Dominika Ponižilova, silver to Sakaguchi Ayaka, and gold to Miyata Shoko, both of Japan. A dominant display from the Japanese on vault.
Congratulations to all the medalists.
女士们、先生们，第31届世界大学生夏季运动会女子跳马颁奖仪式到此结束。
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes the medal ceremony for women's vault.